Coming up on Spartan Sports Report. The football team hosted the 13th ranked Indiana Hoosiers for the Battle of the Old Brass Spittoon. Men's basketball season is officially underway, with Ferris State coming into town for an exhibition matchup. And men's soccer faced Rutgers in a Big Ten bout at DeMartin Field.
Hello, and welcome back to the Newsroom for a new episode of Spartan Sports Report. I'm Janiyah Clowers.
And I'm Kyle Keegan. Janiyah, as November rolls around, it is an exciting time on campus, with fall and winter sports overlapping. And first, we'll start in Spartan Stadium with some football. Michigan State returned to East Lansing on Saturday for a matchup against number 13 Indiana. The Spartans came hot out of the gate against the Hoosiers, rocking the all-black uniforms, and after forcing a 3-and-out to start, the Spartans would march down the field and finish the drive with a Jonathan Kim field goal. Defense turned into offense for MSU as another stop turned into a productive drive, and this time it's capped off by an unbelievable 19-yard touchdown catch from Nick Marsh. He would finish with 78 yards on the day, but after that, the 13 team in the country started playing like the 13 team in the country, and they rattled off 47 unanswered points, ending all the fun for the Spartans and winning the game 47-10. Indiana improves to 9-0 for the first time in program history. Michigan State will reset this weekend with the bye week before traveling to Champaign to take on Illinois.
Michigan State men's basketball welcomed in the Ferris State Bulldogs for their second and final exhibition game of the season. Picking it up in the first half, the Spartans were looking to find themselves offensively after a slow start. Here's Jeremy Ferris on the fast break, and he throws it up to Cohen Carr, who slams it down for the dunk. Carr finished with 12 points in the game and his first game as a Spartan at the Breslin Center. Frankie Fiddler scored a team-high 14 points for MSU as the Spartans pulled away in the second half and defeated the Bulldogs 85-67.
Michigan State Volleyball welcomed in the 15th ranked Minnesota Golden Gophers and Ohio State this weekend at the Breslin Center. Starting off against Minnesota on Friday, they controlled the first two sets of the match, winning both of them by a score of 25-15. The Spartans put on more pressure in the third, but it was not enough as Minnesota would end up getting the sweep. Transitioning into Ohio State, the Spartans started off behind 7-3, but would go on a 9-2 run to lead the way to a first set victory at 25-23. The second set was a back-and-forth endeavor between both teams, with each squad going on two early runs, resulting in a 14-12 lead for MSU. Akasha Anderson with back-to-back kills puts the Spartans up 24-21, with the Buckeyes scoring 5 straight points to end the set would give them a 26-24 victory. With Ohio State controlling the last two sets, winning 25-22 in the third and 25-18 in the fourth, they would go on to defeat the Spartans in this matchup at the Breslin by a score of 3-1. The Spartans will travel out to College Park to take on the Maryland Terrapins this Thursday at 8 p.m.
The number 16 Michigan State women's soccer team earned the 4th seed in the Big Ten tournament, taking on the 5th-seeded Rutgers in the quarterfinals this past Saturday. Just 30 seconds into the game, Michigan State found themselves on the board after the Scarlet Knights knocked the ball into their own net. Rutgers was able to equalize in the 31st minute, sending a postseason match into overtime. It will be Ashley Barron of the Scarlet Knights to end the game in sudden death overtime to take a 2-1 victory over the Spartans. Michigan State will now await their NCAA tournament seed, which will be announced during the selection show on Monday, November 11th.
The men's soccer team took on number 1 ranked Ohio State last Tuesday, and this was the first time that MSU competed against a number 1 ranked team since 2015. It was a tough battle, and the Spartans were able to put 2 goals on the board with a pair of second-half scorers from Sean Kerrigan and Richie Ludwig. However, it would not be enough to defeat the Buckeyes as they'd score one more time in the second half, and the score would end in a 2-2 draw. The Spartans were back in DeMartin on Sunday as they celebrated Senior Day, honoring 5 of their graduating seniors who made a lasting impact playing for the green and white. MSU welcomed in Rutgers, looking for a win to finish up regular season play. And in the first, neither team could find the net, totaling only 7 combined shots. It would not be until the 83rd minute when Francesco Di Ponzo scored a goal for the Scarlet Knights to finally put them on the board. The Spartans had a chance in the final minute of the game when the referees reviewed a handball in the box, but they could not capitalize on the opportunity. And Rutgers would go on to win the matchup 1-0. MSU will now head into the postseason as they'll travel to Bridgeview, Illinois on November 7th to compete in the Big Ten tournament.
Following an 8-4 finish in Louisville Classic tournament last weekend, the Michigan State men's tennis team geared up for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish mini duels. 2 players were in action for the Spartans in both Daniel Rakhmatuliev and Mitchell Sheldon. Heading into day 3, the duo lost their first series 3-0, while winning their next 2-1. Michigan State will head to Madison, Wisconsin on Thursday to compete in the Big Ten Indoor Championships.
While the men's team hit the road, the Michigan State women's tennis team stayed in East Lansing to host 6 Midwestern foes in the Spartan Invite. On Friday, 6 Spartans tallied victories for MSU in singles play, including a come-from-behind win for Natalie Stasny in doubles play. In doubles play, Michigan State went 3-1, with Stasny and Amara Braun-Batt prevailing 7-5 against a pair from Eastern Michigan. On Saturday, Stasny and Izzy Purser were the lone Spartans to claim victories in their respective matches. Tournament play concluded on Sunday before the sectional championships would kick off on Thursday.
This past Friday, the Michigan State field hockey team closed out its 2024 season on the road against Indiana. While their defense stayed strong through the beginning, the Spartans could not hold back the Hoosiers from scoring the winning goal in the final quarter. Michigan State finished the season 8-10, doubling the wins from the 2023 season.
The Michigan State cross-country team competed at the Big Ten Championships in Illinois, and the women's team finished 6th in the 6K with freshman Rachel Forsyth taking 4th overall, the best among freshmen, which earned her Big Ten All-Freshman and First-Team honors. The Spartans also had Caitlin Hines earn a spot on the All-Big Ten second team. The men's team finished 4th in the 10K, with graduate student Andrew Nolan earning First-Team honors while finishing 8th. Riley Ho and Leza Osterink also received All-Big Ten recognition. The Spartans will prepare for the Great Lakes Regional on November 15th in Norton, Ohio.
The Spartan wrestling team dueled in D.C. on Saturday to kick off their 2024 season. The Spartans took down the American University Eagles with a final score of 20-12. MSU won 5 total matches, starting the dual season 1-0 for the 7th consecutive year. This also marks the team's 23rd straight non-conference victory. Michigan State will voyage back to Jennison Fieldhouse next Saturday for the annual Michigan State Open. First whistle is set for 9:30 a.m.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Spartan Sports Report.
To see more SSR content, follow our social media accounts below and check out the Spartan Newsroom website. I'm Janiah Clowers.
And I'm Kyle Keegan, and we'll see you next week.